So, all right. So real quick, let me check my actual intro stuff that I wrote down. Because I have the attention span of a rodent. All right. So the first thing on the list is introduce yourself. So I am Keeper Susannah. I am the Keeper GM of the Thornvale podcast and also this show. So if you want to check out Thornvale, it's a ton of fun. It's also a Monster of the Week show, but it is also set in the Dragon Knights universe, which I will talk about a little bit later. In the meantime, let's go clockwise, and we'll start with Rev, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. I am Rev. I'm the host and GM of the CritShow, which is an actual play podcast where we play Monster of the Week and other Powered by the Apocalypse games, and it is all connected into one universe-hopping story from season to season.
That's really good. Jake, you're up next.
I am Jake, and I am also on the CritShow, where we play Monster of the Week and other Powered by the Apocalypse games tied into one universe hopping story.
I have the same card that I've just put my name in. I've handed it to each of them, and they just crossed out my name and put theirs in.
Yeah. Tej, if you have anything else to say.
I think you cut out for me again. Pass. I'm going to make sure that my computer is hardwired right now.
I don't think it's you. Can you hear me, Jake? Okay, good.
Uh-oh.
Tej, can you hear us?
Can. Okay.
I can. I
good.
didn't know if I was next.
You're next.
Yeah, I'm Tej. I play Tej on the CritShow. Also play the Cucumbrates on our Patreon stuff. So,
all right, cool. Yeah. So
I don't know.
Most of you are probably either Thornvale or CritShow fans, but for those of you who are exclusively Thornvale fans, the CritShow players play themselves, which is really cool. So, Tass, your turn.
Hi, I'm Tass. I play Tass in the main CritShow podcast, and I am also the editor-in-chief, which is the other term for Keeper Game Master for our Patreon content, the Hero Salad, which is a Worlds in Peril actual play.
Yeah. And that sounds like a ton of fun. Real quick, I want to say a special welcome to, I think your name is Ghostly Akria. You told us earlier on our Discord that you were from Finland and you were waking up at 3 a.m. to watch this stream, and that's super cool. So I just wanted to say hi to you.
That's so cool. Yay.
So welcome to the stream.
I usually
welcome
go to bed at
everyone
3.
else as well. All right, so next on the list, real quick, I want to go over, for those of you, most of you probably know how this game works, but real quick, I just want to explain. We are going to be playing a game called Monster of the Week. It is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, and it is a 2d6 game. So every time we roll the 2d6s, you'll see the rolls in the screen in the middle of your screen. That's that little thing with people's names on them. You roll 2d6, and then you add the modifier, the stats, based on the stats. The stats are tough, weird, cool, charm, and sharp. A 6 and under is a fail, a 7 and 9 is a mixed success, which is a success, but with consequences. And then a 10 and up is a full success, you get to do what you wanted, usually without hurting yourself too badly. The game has about 8 basic moves we're not going to go into, but when you tell me, when you hear me say, roll this, it's going to be based off of one of those stats that I mentioned earlier. So the only thing that I need to mention that is different from how the game normally works is that since this is a one-shot, you guys have 2 points of luck. Use them wisely. Alright, the other thing to mention is that this game is set in my Dragon Knights world, universe, whatever. The Thornvale game is also set in that, and then my upcoming book, which comes out on Halloween, which is called Deep Hollow, is also set in the Dragon Knights world. So if you would like to go check out either of those things, obviously the book comes out on Halloween, so keep an eye out for the Deep Hollow books, and go check out Thornvale. I think there's a little link on the, yeah, there should be a little link on the panels below where you're watching, so if you want to go check that out, you can go check that out. And the last little bit of business that I need to get out of the way is I need all of you guys to explain who your characters are to everyone. So again, we'll start clockwise. So go ahead and start, Rev.
All right, so I am playing Aileen. She is an exile. She is also a Dragon Knight. Part of the exile is that they have been sent into the future. They are not from this current time. And Aileen was actually around in the kind of founding of the Dragon Knights, and through a magical accident was sent forward into time. And yeah, I'm not sure what else you'd like to know at this moment, or if we'll discover the other things as we go.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. Do you? I forgot to. I meant to ask before, but do you know the others?
Yes.
Okay,
yep.
good. Yeah. So you guys are all kind of like one team, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went through and picked a history for each other.
Very helpful. Very helpful. Okay. Jake, go ahead and tell us about your character.
So I am playing the Crooked. My name is Montgomery Fowler. I am a charlatan, so I am a street magician who is mostly a distraction for his friends to pick pockets and steal things. An unsavory dude. Or at least I was until I encountered the Dragon Knights and was kind of made aware of real magic and supernatural elements, and was almost scared straight. Like, it made me reevaluate being a crook. So now I use my crook ways to do good things.
Very cool. And Teach, your character?
My character's name is Mitch Wicks. He's a kind of a rockabilly type of character who is also the spooky, which I gained my powers from witnessing the old man whose antique store I worked for getting attacked by a vampire. To save me, he pushed me into a mystical sarcophagus that he had happened to have in the basement, and so I gained some supernatural spooky powers by being inside that sarcophagus.
That's a great. I love the way. I just love that. That sounds a ton of fun. Okay, Tess.
I am playing the Spellslinger. His name is he just goes by August, and he is a Dragon Knight that was born with an unusually high affinity for magic, and so he was raised to learn how to utilize that to better hunt down and get rid of the bad creatures, if anything that might hurt the Dragon Council in any way. And he's a big dude. He's very social, but he hasn't been around a lot of people, so he tries his best to just have fun with people and try to be a fun guy, but just doesn't really know how to do it because most of his life has been spent learning to hunt. And even more recently, he's been on his own hunting for quite a while before he met these three.
Very cool, very cool. All right. And the location that you guys have chosen, when we start these games, by the way, they know nothing about what we're doing except for where they are going to be. And where they are going to be is Louisiana, specifically New Orleans, during Mardi Gras. So, I actually want to ask you guys, since you guys are all one team, why are you in New Orleans for Mardi Gras?
So Montgomery Fowler is a New Orleans native.
Yes.
So this is actually his home turf. This is where he first ran into August, who was here on business essentially. So yeah, he just lives here. He lives a district over.
That's correct. I forgot about that. That's good. And the rest of you guys are probably just... Do you guys now live here since, like, that's where he's from?
I think that, at least for Aileen, that August and Fowler talked about what Mardi Gras was. And never having seen anything like that before, that was kind of the draw for her to come and visit.
Yes. I like that. That's really good. All right.
I think
for Mitch, yeah, he lived in Louisiana for a while because that's where he met Monty, and that's where they sort of grew up together as sort of street crooks, sort of. And but then Mitch moved away from the New Orleans lifestyle and eventually made his way to the big city up north, probably New York City, if anything, and that's where he was able to.
For August, I think he was sent here. He originally was sent here to hunt a very specific monster, and that is when he met Fowler, and sort of friendships were made there. He introduced Fowler to the supernatural world, and then through their friendship and hunting other monsters and just dealing with all of the creepy things that might be coming through such a public place. He met the other two and developed friendships through that.
Awesome. So during Mardi Gras, are you guys going to be all together? Where are you guys going to be?
I don't imagine I would go out alone.
Yeah.
I think I would have to be shown what's going on.
Yeah, I think August would be excited to try to show somebody something that might know less about social interaction than even he knows. So that would be a reason to connect with Aileen. And then on top of that, he'd be like, yeah, let me show you something. Monty, Mitch, show us something.
Yeah, and that is the connection between Aileen and August, is that August is a distant relative of Aileen.
That's right. Yeah, that's I really love the connections that you guys have drawn with each other. So let's say that there is probably a big kind of like a parade going on tonight. I think that's the thing that happens during Mardi Gras, right?
Oh, yeah.
You guys are out and you are probably watching the parade, and this is huge. Like, there's big floats, there's people dressed in crazy outfits, there's people throwing beads, and people doing things to get beads that Eileen thinks... Is Eileen or Aileen?
Aileen.
Aileen, okay. My middle name's Eileen, so I'm going to get that wrong a couple times. There's people doing things to get beads that Aileen is shocked by. And during all of this, I want one of you to make a read a bad situation roll. Anyone who thinks that they're going to be paying enough attention.
Oh yeah, I grew up paranoid. I think that would definitely be a thing. Oh, I almost clicked the wrong one. That's a 9.
All right. So you get to ask me one question.
Let's go with... Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
So as you are sitting there, you're kind of on alert, as you always are, and you hear a scream. Obviously, there's lots of people screaming out here. This is Mardi Gras. People are screaming with excitement all over the place. But this is different. This is like a scream of terror. And it seems to be coming from an alleyway, probably a block away from you.
Okay, I'm going to get their attention and point that way. That's not the same kind of scream. This isn't good. Come on. And I am just taking off.
God, we can't have one night. We can't even have Mardi Gras night. I'm going to follow.
Yeah, I think just watching the group and How can you even tell the difference between the... Oh, right, fine, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick it in.
Yeah, so you guys get on the ball and start running around this corner, and you walk into a alleyway, and you see a strange sight. You see a man on the ground, which, honestly, not the strangest sight during Mardi Gras. You've seen drunk people passed out on the sidewalk all over the place. But this guy looks weird. For starters, he's very pale. Like, unnaturally pale, and his skin seems to cling to him in a really strange way. And you see a woman that is standing over him, and she looks shocked and terrified. And she looks up at you, and she sees you guys come in, and she says, "He's dead! Johnny's dead!" And she goes back to looking at this man who you assume now is Johnny. What do you do?
Go check on him, see if he's got a pulse.
Yeah, I want you to make an investigative mystery roll.
I would love to. Ten.
All right, so you get to ask me 2 questions.
Let me bring up the questions because I forgot.
Good preparation, guys.
Oh, I knew there was something. It's been just eating at me the whole time.
Forgot something. What was it? Oh, right. It's the list of questions that I need to play this game.
It's the other piece of paper that I need. What happened here?
So you go over to look at this guy, and what are you doing to kind of investigate him?
Is he on his back? Is he on his
He's
stomach?
on his stomach.
I mean, rolling him over because I'm gonna try and get access to the
Pulse.
carotid.
Yeah. Okay, so you rolled this guy over, and as I said before, he looks really weird. He is extremely pale, and you don't even need to find his carotid because he looks desiccated almost. But not
Ooh.
like he's been there a long time. Like, he was somehow, like, drained really quickly.
Okay. Is there enough information from looking at what happened to this guy to ask what sort of creature is it? Does it ring any familiar bells for how this guy died?
There are a lot of creatures that drain blood. But you do realize pretty quickly, like, okay, this is probably one of those.
Team, pretty sure this guy got drank. He is blood free.
I'm going to step over to the woman. Did you see anything happen at all?
And she kind of looks up at you, and she's just very shaken. And she says, No, I just... And she gets, like, really overwhelmed. And she finally calms down enough, and she says, "He went outside for a smoke, and then he didn't come back in for a really long time, and then I came out and I found him like this." And then she just starts weeping.
I was wondering, could I use maybe some telepathy, which is one of my moves, to possibly see what she might have seen?
Yeah, you can do that. Does that a
Awesome.
roll?
It is a investigate a mystery, but I get to use the idea that I don't have to talk. I can just read her mind.
Okay, yeah, then roll investigate a mystery.
All right, and that is with. Yes.
Okay, so you get 1 question.
Let's see. What is being concealed?
So, this woman, basically what this woman told you is exactly what I said. She went out, she was waiting, you can see, like, through her mind, you see her sitting in the kitchen, baking something, and she sees this man who you kind of get the idea, like you can feel like she has this like love for him. You get that, and then you see her. You guess he's probably her husband or her boyfriend. You see him say, "Hey, I'm gonna go out for a smoke," and then a couple of minutes later, time seems to move by, and you see her go and pull out the brownies that she was baking, and then she looks towards the door, and she goes out the door, and she finds what you found, and you guys showed up very quickly afterwards. So I guess what you gleaned from that is he was gone maybe like 30 minutes.
Can you repeat that? It cut out on me.
So what you get from that is that he was gone for about 30 minutes.
Feel free to tell me no on this. This may be a little late. But with that success on the read a bad situation that I had, would that qualify at this point using my spell slinger move Third Eye to take in extra information with an extra hold one?
You can always use the Third Eye, so you get an extra hold.
Yeah, in that case, I would love to kind of open up that vision and see if there's anything a little extra I can get with all of this in mind. I think what I'm wanting to learn is, oh gosh, well maybe not. No, I guess there might not be enough to know that yet. I guess what I'm trying to look for is what's most vulnerable to me. If there's anything here, if there's any hint of, an aura or something that I could hang on to. But yeah, that.
Okay,
that
so
might...
I think with that, I think we're stretching how this move works a little bit, but
sure.
For starters, you don't see any invisible things because I know that's part of Third Eye. So there's nothing invisible around here, but you do see kind of that. You see this kind of magical aura around you, and it feels like it's like left over from whatever attacked this thing, but it doesn't feel malevolent. It feels confused.
Okay, interesting.
As you guys are sort of contemplating what's going on here, you hear a police siren turn on, and you see a cop car block the entrance of this area, and you see a female police officer step out of that car, and Montgomery, you recognize her immediately. This is... I gotta find the name. This is Detective Hannah Barnes. And as soon as she sees you, she scowls.
Yeah.
And then she looks down at the dead body, and she says, "It's always you, isn't it?"
Hey. Kind of, but you know my MO, and you know that I don't murder. So you know this one wasn't me, right?
And she looks at you, and she looks a little skeptical, and then she kind of shakes her head, and she says, "Not usually, no, not that I know of." And then she looks over at Tass, what's your character's name again?
August.
And she looks at you, and she says, "August, good to see you again."
Hello.
She's used to finding you guys all together. And she walks up to Montgomery, and she says, "Well, Monty... what happened here? What do you know?"
We don't know yet. We heard screaming. We were at the parade. We heard screaming. We ran to check it out, and we found this fella dead on the ground.
And she kind of looks at him, and she looks very surprised, but then again, she's been around you guys for a while, and she's been around what happens around you guys for a while, so she doesn't look super, she doesn't look super shocked. And she reaches up and pulls out, she reaches down and pulls out her phone, and then she calls up she calls an ambulance to come pick up the guy, and she calls, into her station to get them to come in and fix this. And then she turns to the rest of you guys and says, if you don't mind, I would really appreciate if I can get to my work alone.
By all means, be my guest. I want to enjoy the parade.
And she kind of shoos you away.
Be careful out here. This wasn't just a normal murder. You'll see once you inspect him.
And she looks down at the body again and she says, I think I can tell from here.
Yeah. Be careful.
And then she goes back to kind of inspecting the body. She pulls out a pen and starts like moving, she's kind of like looking in his pockets trying to find stuff. So what do you guys do?
At this time, I was hoping maybe I could have a premonition.
Premonition? Oh.
Yes. The spooky gets a beginning of mystery move. At the start of each mystery, roll plus weird. On a 10+, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen.
Right. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. That's a plus weird. Ooh, +2. Ooh, I like that. 13.
Nice.
Nice.
That's great. So
Very
what do you
good.
get on a 13?
I get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. I can take a +1 forward to prevent it coming true and mark experience if I stop it.
All right. So I think what you get is a vision. You're kind of whacked with this vision as you walk away. And you see this in pieces. You see fur and claws and blood-stained teeth. And you see these teeth just digging into Montgomery.
Oh, no.
No, not Monty. I'm going to take my 3D glasses, which they're these very copper. They're like copper frames with like crystal lens 3D glasses of like red and green, and I'm going to put them down to help focus my vision a little bit better, and come out of this racking, painful premonition. And I'm going to get closer to Monty, and I'm going to basically put my arm around him, be like, "Hey, buddy, you feeling okay?"
As well as can be expected, having just seen a body without blood.
Yeah, that's some pretty tough stuff there. You don't have like a cat or a dog at home, do you?
I have a cat. Why?
Okay. I get those visions every once in a while. It gives me a headache every once in a while.
It's never a good sign when he puts those glasses down onto his nose. I never like when that happens.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's just that's how it works, But buddy, I'm gonna stay next to you, all right? You and me, we're gonna get through this together.
Am I in danger?
I don't know yet. I think so though. Something furry, something with claws and teeth.
Oh, you saw the thing. You saw whatever
Maybe.
killed the guy?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it might be that, or it. I don't know.
Oh, I saw many people out on the street on that parade, dressed up as like cats and dogs and foxes, perhaps.
I mean,
Because Aileen
it's
doesn't know what a
possible.
furry is.
I mean, even if we don't know exactly what it is, fur and teeth is a good lead. We
Yeah.
can start following that.
Absolutely. Where should we go from here, do you think?
That I don't know.
With that thought in mind, we have some kind of new images. I think as we're walking away, I want to just be glancing around to see if I can find anything at all, like tracks or stuff that has been knocked over as something was trying to leave. Fur. I mean, anything at all that might lead away from that body.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll investigate a mystery.
Okay. I will investigate. Oh, and I still have to hit one more button. That's a 10.
Nice. All right. So you get 2 questions.
I am hoping for where did it go?
Okay. So you look around and you do actually notice, you see near this thing, you see kind of blood drops. And they kind of lead out and around. This alley is kind of like a cut through, so it looks like the blood drops keep going down the alley across from where you guys went. You see, perhaps
Okay,
whatever
yeah,
drained this thing
definitely.
of blood had some extra on its hands or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to follow that as far as I can.
Okay. You follow this thing until you reach the end, and you find kind of like a puddle of blood. And then you look at this puddle of blood very closely, and you see a handprint in it. A human handprint.
For the could I use my second hold for a what's being concealed here?
I think I would have given you the human handprint for that.
Yeah, oh, that's fair. Well, then I would call that the use of both of those, if unless I can ask something else. But
Yeah, I'll give you one more.
okay. Oh gosh,
I shouldn't have told you that.
Is that enough context for what sort of creature is it?
I think that's gives you another link in the chain. This is, from what you've heard, so this is some kind of thing that drains blood, has fur and teeth, and very possibly can transform.
Got it. So I'm pretty sure that handprint is still the monster.
Yes. There's no reason to think that it wouldn't be.
Right. I think I turn around to them, clearly racking my brain here. If you see this, and I'll kind of show them the outline of the handprint, I was getting this feeling of confusion. Some sort of, that's the best way I can describe it, is a confused state. And then following this, it seems like whatever this is transformed possibly back from a monster into a human.
Oh, so maybe the human side has like no idea what's going on, while the creature side is going around killing.
Possibly. There are a lot of things that lose control to one extent or another after they transform.
Right.
So what do you guys do next?
With them saying that, I think that Aileen turns and looks up into the sky. How bright is it out?
Are you asking if there's a full moon?
I am.
There is not a full moon.
Okay.
Oh.
So you would know something about, I think I know where you're headed with this question, is it a werewolf? And what you know of, you would know probably as an early Dragon Knight that werewolves are not common. Like, they are, like Dragon Knights, in this world, they are created monsters. But there are lots of things that are very like werewolves. But the moon is not the culprit here, probably.
So does the blood puddle just stop? Is there no more tracks or anything?
Yeah, there don't seem to be any tracks after that, and this other side of the street has a lot of traffic on it. So you wouldn't have been able to track this thing any farther.
Well, what can we do? Except wait for another attack and hope we get there sooner?
I mean, New Orleans is a pretty big place, and there's a lot of people out here, so I figure if somebody's going to get attacked, it might just get mixed up in the shuffle. We need to, like, focus down on where this thing might be next.
I have possibly one more trick I can try, but admittedly, it's not one I've done very much. It could be kind of dangerous, but there's a chance I could give it a try. And what I have in mind is just being in this spot where this bloody puddle is. I was wondering if I could attempt to use magic to observe another time and see if I could rewind the clock a little bit and maybe get like a visual, see if I could see a face on whoever it was that walked away from here.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Ooh, boy. We'll go with that. And... oh, okay. 11.
All right. So if I remember right, for that, you just get the effect and no glitches. All right.
That is right.
You're about to make my story a lot shorter.
Uh-oh. And he is really like, effectively, I have built him as very good at a couple of the use magic and not really at much else. I literally think what he has in mind is even just seeing who walks away, and I don't think it even occurred to him to try to watch more than that.
Yeah.
Just he can do some magic, but he's not that bright.
Yeah. So, no worries. So I think this magic is fairly focused. So I think what you are going to be able to see is pieces. So you see this person sitting with a like a nice suit, basically. They're wearing kind of a decent suit. You see their hands sitting in their lap. You see them driving a car, and then you see a struggle very close by here. You get the idea, like it's pretty close by. You see somebody in a struggle, and then you see the struggle end, and you see whoever this is in the suit. You don't get like a full picture of their face or anything, but you get to see this person kind of stand up, and they start to transform. You see manicured nails turn into claws, and they are covered suddenly in this black fur. And then the last thing that you see before your kind of vision of another place and time, they see this person that you guys saw dead in this alleyway. They look at the person and they run for them, and something falls out of their pocket. That something is a police badge.
Okay. Okay, so I think I try to do my best to describe what I'm seeing as it comes over me. I don't exactly have a face. I just have little details, but I mean, that's something, right?
Yeah, that's very something.
Oh, that really hurts.
Did it look like it fell out in the alley?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I want to mosey back, like, into the alley then, and try not to draw the attention of Detective Barnes as I do.
Okay, so you are trying to get back into this alley. So you guys have been out looking around in this other part of the alley. Like, you're not really far from the alley. There are already police officers, because, they were nearby. Mardi Gras got cops crawling all over it. So there are already cops, like, just cordoning off this whole area. There's 2 other police officers. including and not including Barnes.
Can I use my move Friends on the Force? You know a few cops who can be persuaded to look the other way or do you a favor for certain considerations.
Okay. How do you do this?
So it says you can act under pressure to get in touch with them when you need to divert any law enforcement attention.
Ooh.
Which I guess is kind of what I'm trying to do,
So
because
what
I'm
you
mostly...
want is you want to talk to one of these guys to try to distract Barnes.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
like I want to get like a Hey,
Is he like hiding behind like a garbage can or something?
yes.
Hey!
Oscar the Grouch. Davison. Hey, over here.
Alright.
With
you
a
have to roll
6.5
for this?
foot tall guy with a cloak standing behind him, like, is it working?
Yeah, so it is an act under pressure roll.
Okay. Then
And
roll
that
it.
is a 7.
A 7. What do you get on a 7? Does it say?
It doesn't. Well, at least it doesn't say on the character sheet on roll 20. I wonder if that move is kind of abridged on roll 20. Let me check the actual
Find out
playbook.
super
That was
fast.
actually what I was going to do as well.
I'm on it.
Okay,
Oh,
go
sweet.
For it. Say Beastman.
Um,
And we'll find out what this is, and then we'll decide how this goes.
nope. There's still. I think it's just the regular act under pressure consequence.
Yeah.
Because there are no
Okay.
additional details
So
in the move.
you get... Alright. So, I could give you a choice or a price to pay. Or worse outcome. Yeah. Alright, so what I'm gonna say is that you're not gonna get as much information that you wanted, but you're gonna be able to sneak around and look at anything without Barnes' attention. Or you're gonna get more information, but Barnes is gonna chase you out faster.
If I can get in and snatch that badge, I will take getting chased off by Barnes.
Okay. Then I think that's what you do. So you get in there, and this officer that you talk to, what is this officer's name?
Davidson.
Davidson. All right. So you come over and like get Officer Davidson over, and this guy is like, "What are you doing here?" And he looks very harried. Like he's like, "What are you? Why are you talking to me? Please don't talk to me." It's like I can't. And then you're like, "I need help. Come on, help me out." And this guy looks like really nervous, and he's like, "Okay." So he goes over and talks to Barnes for a couple of minutes, and she has her back turned long enough for you to get in there. You pick up that badge, and this poor guy is sweating bullets and just looks sick. And Barnes is like, "Are you okay, Davidson? Like, what's wrong with you?" And then she turns around, and you are right behind her. But I will let you take that badge.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to like use my charlatan abilities, just kind of sleight of hand it up a sleeve as
Okay,
I
I'm
like
gonna
throw
make
my
you roll
hands
for-
up and just very slowly back
Yeah,
away.
okay. Roll act under pressure.
That was smooth. I like that.
You say roll act under
Roll act
pressure?
under pressure. I want to see how this
All
works. If you're gonna be that obvious about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Booyah!
Yeah, man. That's exactly what you do. And
I
she's
just now
like,
saw this in the
"What
chat.
are
how-
you doing here? I just told you to leave. If I see you here again, I'm gonna arrest you."
Yeah. Totally fair. I'm leaving.
Okay. And you back out of this crime scene, and Davidson is just like glaring daggers at you. Like, this guy looks like he has been up all night, and he did not appreciate it.
I give
I'm-
him like a wink and a nod, like you're my dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And nobody saw you take that. So, what
I'm
are you
just
doing?
waving from across the alley.
I'm gonna show it to August.
Okay.
This what you saw?
So you look at the
It
little.
was,
It is what you saw.
yeah.
What is that? Some kind of coat of arms?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
For them.
yeah, the law enforcement here.
Is there a name on it?
There is not a name, but there is a number.
Cool. Well, if we can figure out who this number belongs to, then maybe we know our creature.
I know this one. I've seen you do it. Pull out the little box in your pocket and you push the numbers in.
It's close.
In many cases, that would work. But in this one, well, there's not like a public database where you can look up police by their badge number. Is there?
I have no
I don't
earthly
know.
idea.
I don't either. I can't imagine.
For safety's sake, I would think
Probably not.
Yeah.
What do we do with it? I would rather not infiltrate the police station.
I'll go back to the alley and I'll start shouting the numbers.
No.
No.
They're unhappy with us at this point. So
Oh.
probably best not to bother the folks in the alley anymore.
Is there a police station near?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I think if I take a look at that and we go back to the station, I might be able to talk to one of the police officers, or at least get in his head and do,
I missed the last part of that sentence. Can you say that again?
and find.
Try again.
Maybe if I get into his head, I could.
I'm just
So,
going to
like-
assume you said something to the effect of you're going to try to get into his head and find out who owns the numbers.
Exactly.
All right.
Precisely.
You're cutting out
Yes.
real bad, but all right, that's good. All right, yeah,
So-
if you guys want to try to do that, you are welcome to try.
Okay, to the police station we go, I suppose.
All right. So the police station is not very far away. There's no reason you would need to drive, and I don't think you guys mentioned having a car. So you guys walk. It's probably, like 6 blocks down. Like, it's not terribly far down the street. So you guys enter the police station, and you see this place is hopping tonight. There are
I think-
loads of drunken disorderlies going down, arrests going down here.
I would hang out outside.
Okay.
I would not actually enter the police station. I think I would try and stay low profile outside on the stairs.
Are the rest of you guys gonna go in?
I think I'll stay out with Fowler and let Aileen and Mitch go investigate.
Yeah. I will certainly go in. I'd be very interested to see where this order houses their weapons and armor.
All right. So you guys walk into the police station and you see lots of cops in their cop clothes, uniforms. You see lots of cops in their uniforms walking around, and a couple of plainclothes detectives also going around. And there is a reception desk up front, and the person behind the reception desk is looking very busy.
I lost that last part.
I said you
They're-
come up to a reception desk.
And they,
Okay. Is your watch commander?
I'm gonna try to interpret that as asking if the watch commander is there.
Correct.
Great. Sorry, you're cutting out real bad.
oh no.
It's okay. I think we can get through it. And the receptionist looks up at you and she says, no, he's not here right now. He's out. You know.
Okay. And then I just want to basically start a conversation with her, but the conversation is actually just a cover up for the telepathy as I go through her mind to see if I can figure out these numbers and who the badge belongs.
Okay. That's gonna be hard because I doubt she's got all of them memorized.
I'm sorry, was
I said that's going to be difficult because I doubt she has all of them memorized.
okay.
I'm
hmm.
gonna let you roll, but I'm gonna give you a -1 to it.
Okay. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. And that is a sharp. Oh boy. -1.
Well,
Hey, I get experience points. That's cool.
you do get experience
6.
points.
Yeah.
That's our first failed roll. You guys have been rolling great, man.
Yeah, we need to
weird.
start using roll 20 in the show.
right.
I know, right?
No.
It's like I want you to fail.
Let me check something real quick.
Okie doke.
I want to know what your dark side is.
We should have just had one of the normal people come in and give her the badge number and get the name. You can just ask if you've got one or the other.
So you are using
Oh, yeah,
telepathy.
I get pain, poor impulse control, or hallucination.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. All right, so
Oh,
I think what
no.
happens is that you are kind of trying to do this, and you reach out and grab this woman's hand, and you have this like searing pain that like goes through your mind, and you look up at her, and suddenly she has horns. And you're
Well,
still
I
holding
assume
onto
that
her hands.
Right. I assume this searing pain is kind of distracting me a little bit, but also horns. I wanna throw her hand down, basically. I just wanna like throw it away from me.
And
Not like her, but just her hand, like get away.
Yeah. And she like takes her hand back, like she didn't really want you to be holding it in the first place, and she says, "Have you taken something tonight, sir?"
No. Do you happen to know where? And I'm kind of like trying to not look at her. Do you happen to know where your watch commander might be?
I would assume he'd be down by the parade.
Okay. Well, thank you, anyways. And I wanna take Eileen and get us out of there.
Okay. You turn around, and as you go up to the door, the door has no handle on it anymore.
Oh God! And I'm like trying to like little puppy dog it out, like arr, 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 arr.
But I just
Like-
walk through it without him being able to get out.
If you open the door, he'd be able to leave.
I'm starting to like freak out. I'm sweating bullets and everything. I'm gonna take my glasses and put them over my eyes and see if I can't focus out of this. Like,
Okay, roll cool.
all right.
Yeah, roll act under pressure. That's just straight.
Which is cool, right?
Yeah,
It is.
I'm
It's
saying
totally
there's
cool.
specific movement
It
with
is
it.
cool.
Okay.
9.
All right. So you finally managed to like kind of snap out of it, and that pain is still kind of there at the back of your mind, and I think for a little while you're gonna have -1 on any sharp moves.
Okay.
But the hallucinations have stopped, and the handle is back on the door.
Oh, TJ, you muted yourself.
Sorry. And I tear it open and I get outside and I'm breathing heavy. I'm like putting my head between my legs and I'm just
The two of you outside notice this immediately.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Aileen. So did it go well?
Well, he took a woman's hand and then threw it back on the table
Mm-hmm.
and then stared away from her and then clawed at the door to get out.
Okay.
So for him, average. For us, no.
Okay.
I finally compose myself. I get back up. No, I didn't get anything. I don't know who this guy is or whose badge this belongs to.
I think I rush over to him. I'm sort of used to this because our connection is that as a magic user, when I first met Mitch and saw that spark of the spooky in him, I helped him focus and learn how to use his powers a little better. So I think I'm just trying to, like hold him by the back of the head and like just make sure he's upright and safe, and just trying to be calming and be like, come on, just breathe through it. Breathe through it. You know how to do this. You're okay.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I want to hand the badge to Aileen and say, okay, Aileen, I think this is on you now.
Oh, no.
Just go in there, go back up to the desk, and ask them who the badge number corresponds to.
Oh. And she looks at it and stops for a second, kind of in the silence, not even in the silence, but in the chaos of the evening. And she holds the badge between both hands and kind of presses on it and closes her eyes and tries to just feel the city. And I want to try to use Trust Your Gut.
Okay.
Ooh.
Do you want to explain what that is for anyone who hasn't?
Yes,
heard of
so Trust Your Gut is one of the alternative weird moves. You basically you just trust your gut, and on a success, you know where to go. On a mixed success, you have a vague idea of the direction, and on a fail, your gut leads you into danger. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Very excited about this.
I'm excited that you're excited.
You think you should go in and ask?
Okay. Yeah, so I get the sense that I should just go back inside. And I think
You think you
look
should,
at the numbers.
You should ask, and you should follow anything that they tell you to do.
Okay. Yeah, so I will go inside and go up to the front desk.
Okay.
Excuse me, my friend was a little flustered. We're trying to find one of your constables, and we have his serial ID number.
And the woman looks at you, and she says, "Constables?"
Yes, all of you.
And she looks at you, and she says, "Oh, okay. What's the number?"
And I read it off of the badge.
You read it off to her, and she goes into her computer, and she starts typing in the number. And she looks up at you, and she says, that's, Detective Richardson? He's out right now. I can give you his number if you really need to talk to him. If you have information
Yes.
for him or something.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay, and she scribbles it down, and she gives you a piece of paper with numbers on it.
And then I will turn and go back outside.
Okay. So what do you
Now
do
how to
with the
go.
others?
Yeah, and I will hand the piece of paper to Fowler.
What is this? Is a phone number?
Yes.
It
Oh, yes, Detective Richardson.
As soon as he
This
says
is-
Richardson, you recognize that name.
Uh
That is Detective Barnes's partner.
oh. Okay.
Oh, boy.
So does he also hate me?
Not as much.
Okay. Well, I could call him. I don't know that he'll be thrilled to hear from me. Does anybody have a better idea?
If we're reasonably certain that that is his badge, I'm more inclined to try to follow them. Try to find him, see what he's up to, and track his movement, see if he's going to transform again.
How do you suggest we find him?
Oh, I guess I wouldn't know in character, so I'll ask in character. Fowler, did you recognize him? Was he there? Was he in the alley?
He was not. Which is odd because
That
they
makes
usually
sense.
stick very close together.
In that case, I suppose I don't know how to find him, not on a night like this.
I mean, we could call him, and if he's not transformed, he might tell us where he is.
That's true.
Oh. Yes, call him and tell him there's a thing he needs to come see, and then that thing will be us waiting for him.
Hey, I have an idea. One of you call him and tell him that I'm doing a crime right now and you know where it is.
That's great.
He would love to. I was going to say sink his teeth into me, and in this case it might be.
Okay, I guess.
By
Where?
all means.
Perhaps we should not do a fake crime outside of the constable's office.
No, we should. Yeah, we should
Oh,
go.
right.
I mean, we can kind of pick our spot here. Is there anywhere around here that's abandoned? That's less likely to have people. What's the word? I can't think of a word except partying.
Populating it?
Do I know of anywhere around here, this being like my stomping grounds, that would be a good spot to bait a monster?
Yeah. I'd say there's probably an abandoned warehouse that you know down by the docks right now.
Then I will recommend it. Abandoned warehouse by the docks. Sound good?
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's head that way. We can make the call as we get close.
Okay. So, I want to make you roll for this. What exactly are you going to do when you get to the warehouse?
I'm trying to think of I mean, I think maybe would trespassing, like we'd be trespassing in that place.
Yes, but there's still not really likely to be anyone there, you know.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, all I'm hoping for is that somebody can call and say, "Hey, I just saw this guy and he's doing a bad thing here," and that'll be enough to draw Richardson's attention.
Okay.
So it could just even be, "Hey, I just saw Montgomery Fowler sneak into an abandoned building by the docks, and I don't think he's allowed to be there," you know?
Okay. Then I need someone to make a manipulate someone roll.
I assume that would be me, considering I'm.
Considering the other one knows him, and I don't know if Aileen can use a phone.
Hold it up, I'll shout at it.
All right. I'll use my -1 charm to get.
Oh no.
Tremendous.
Here we go.
Ah!
Hey, there's my friend.
Can I
I would
help?
actually like to use one of my points.
Oh, okay.
One of your luck points?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use-
All right. Absolutely. Keep that in mind.
And
Mark that off somehow. Okay, you're down to 1. So, you call up this guy and you call him on the phone, and what do you say to him?
Detective.
Yes? Hello?
Yeah. My name is Stu.
How did you get this number?
Oh, I got it from your watch commander. Well, first off, I just want to say that I love your work.
My
I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a guy named Montgomery Fowler.
Oh no!
He
What did he do this time?
Oh god, he is like a con man. He tried to take a bunch of my money. I followed him out, and he ran to this warehouse just outside of town, and I want to give him the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he takes the address and he says, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Traffic's pretty nasty. Just stay where you are, and
Right, I
I'll come
understand.
help you.
I'll let you know if he moves or anything.
All right. And he says, bye-bye now. And he hangs up.
Okay.
All right. So what do you guys do in the meantime?
I would like to go position myself inside of the warehouse. Go get like up on the, if there's like a second story where I can
Sure,
see
yeah.
down to wherever
It's like a
he's going to
catwalk
be
area.
waiting. Yeah.
Is there anywhere outside of the warehouse that might be a good vantage to kind of see anybody coming in? Another building, a tall tree, I mean, anything at all like that? Or even just
Yeah, there would
a
probably be a
spot I
tall
could
building.
get up to the
There'd
roof?
probably be like a tall building nearby. Like there'd be
Okay.
other warehouses in the area.
Okay. Yeah, I think what I want to do is just get up to the, closest high area that I can just fly up to, try to make you and stay low, stay out of sight so that I can maybe observe him coming in, see what his, demeanor is going to be.
Okay. So you fly up using your wings, which you have because you're a dragon knight, and you land on a nearby on a nearby warehouse roof. And I won't make
Okay.
you roll for it because it's your thing, and there's no one here. So you you land there and are all set up. What are the other guys doing?
Yeah, I'm getting set up inside the warehouse.
Yeah, I got that part.
I'll stay outside and wait for him, and if he really is what we think he is, I could use my telepathy to hopefully figure that out and
Okay, yeah.
do that, and then I can also communicate with the guys with my telepathy.
Oh, that's cool. All right. And Jake, what is Monty doing? Is he just hanging out inside the warehouse?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stand kind of towards the back of the warehouse from the main entrance, but just kind of stand in the middle, shuffling my tarot deck and waiting for him to show up.
All right,
Oh.
cool. All right. So, you wait for, it's longer than he said it was going to be. It's more like 45 minutes. And you see a nondescript car, like a black car, come up and park outside of this warehouse. And a very tall man gets out. He's probably like 6'5", pretty big, broad cut guy. And he is wearing a suit that looks very familiar to one of you. Thank you for that. And he walks into the warehouse. And Montgomery, you see him walk into the warehouse. And he sees you, and he looks around, and you're the only one there. Wasn't Teach's character outside?
I was waiting for him.
Oh, right, okay. So he walks up to you, and he says, are you Sue?
I assume you said stupendous, so
Is that what you said your name
Yeah.
was? I couldn't hear it before.
yeah, you just cut out. You just cut out, that's all.
When I heard you say it before, all I
yeah.
heard was Sue. So I thought you said your name was Sue. Okay, so your name is Stu.
A boy named Sue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the guy tried to take money from me, and then he ran out towards this warehouse, like I said. And again, I want to try and talk his ear off while trying to see if I could use telepathy to figure some things out about him.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and roll, what is it, Investigate a Mystery?
That's correct.
And remember, you still
With
get
a -1 still, right?
on all
Okay.
sharp checks for a little while.
Boop, boop. Ba-doo. A 7.
All right. So on a 7, you get to ask me one question.
What sort of creature is it?
And you're using your telepathy.
Can you repeat that one more time?
And you're using your telepathy?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what sort of creature is it? You are talking to this guy, and you kind of reach into his mind. And his mind is a jumbled place. And you can see outside he is very calm and collected, but on the inside, you have this sense of confusion and terror that you have never felt this strongly before. And you can see images of him biting into this guy that you found before. And you can see him just, he just feels very scared. And then you kind of snap back to reality and he says, I said, do you know where Montgomery is?
Yeah, I know where he's at. He's in the warehouse. There's the front door. I saw him go through there.
Right. Okay. And now that you're looking at him a little strong, now that you're looking at him a little with, what's the word I'm looking at for? You're looking at him better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You can see like beads of sweat are kind of like coming down the side of his face. And
Okay.
more closely, thank you, chat. Yes, more closely.
I want to telepathically let Montgomery know that he's on the way.
Okay, Montgomery, you hear this message. Just as you
Okay.
see the door open up and you see this police officer come in and you see him kind of resting his hand on his hip as he walks up to you. And you are doing what again?
I am just standing there, looking at him, tarot deck in hand.
Okay. And he comes up to you and he says, What are you doing here?
Richardson, how,
I missed that. What'd you say?
just how's it going?
Oh, okay. And he looks at you and he says, it's going well. I got a report that you were conning someone. And he looks at the tarot deck in your hand a little skeptically.
No, I actually haven't been running any cons tonight. I felt clear. I felt like I've had something to accomplish. I feel like it has something to do with you. Would you humor me? Could I read your fortune?
And he looks at you and he says, you either need to get out of this warehouse before I arrest you for trespassing, or I'm going to arrest you for trespassing.
Please, just let me draw 5 cards. I think that...
someone.
Okay.
And as he's doing this, I want to be watching the detective move around, seeing like the sweat and the eyes to try to get a sense of if this looks familiar behavior from things, that I would know that transform.
Yeah, since you're looking at him pretty closely, you can tell he is. See, I use the word closely, guys. You can see the sweat on his back. Like he like turns around real quick, and you can see it like the whole back of his, shirt, the whole back of his suit jacket is just sweat covered. This guy looks like he's roasting. Montgomery,
I am
you got
going
a
to spend a
6?
luck. I'm going to use a luck point to
Cool,
make that a
because
full
I really
success.
wanted this to work. All right, so he looks at you and he goes, yeah, fine, if this gets me out of here faster. I'm tired of wasting my time. So he draws the first card.
Okay. So I have rigged the deck in the meantime to give the results that I want. So the first card comes up, and I say, Ooh. Death.
Ooh, draw 4.
Dangerous card. Change. Metamorphosis. Draw again.
As soon as you say that, you see this. You like look in this guy's eyes, and his eyes are like bloodshot, and he is shaking ever so slightly. But he draws another card.
Does he draw a second card?
Yeah, he does.
Okay. And I say, interesting. The wheel. Reversed. No control. Bad luck. Please take another.
And he does so.
The chariot. Direction. Control. Willpower. Again, please.
And he looks at you, and his hands are shaking pretty hard. He's trying to hide it, but he's just not able to anymore. And he says, I don't know why we're still doing this, but he takes another card.
Strength. A good card. Bravery, compassion, focus.
And he looks at you and he
Focus,
says, yeah,
Richardson.
I'm a cop. And then he says, are we done?
Something's happening to you, isn't it?
And he takes a step back from you. And he says, no, I'm fine.
As this is going on, I know it's been a minute since he's walked in, but I just had this idea that I would have fluttered back down to the ground after he had gone in. And could I try to use magic to bar a portal to a specific person? I want to attempt to make sure he can't come out, at least this entry door that he went in.
Okay, are you in there?
No, I'm still outside.
Okay, then yes, you can definitely use magic to do that. Go ahead and roll use magic.
Awesome. Woohoo.
And we'll find out whatever that last card is in just a second. Unless we've gone through all of them, I don't remember. Wow, good job.
12.
So you do that real good. What does it look like?
Awesome. I think a lot of August's magic, kind of adverse to what you would think of like a dragon that might be breathing fire and not. His stuff is ice. So I think it's still energy, but like along the door frame and the bottom and just all around, there's just frost that grows. But there is a thrum of energy that is the actual magic that bars movement.
Okay, cool. That's really interesting. All right, back to Montgomery.
Yes.
This guy says, I'm fine.
And I pull the last card for him.
Okay.
I say, ooh, judgment card. A reckoning. Awakening. How's this going to go, Richardson?
And he takes a couple more steps away from you, and he is actively terrified. He is shaking extremely difficult. He had started to like pull out his gun, but it just clatters to the floor down by next to him because he just can't hold on to it. And he actually turns around and he starts to run, and he hits the door and he tries to open it, and he just runs into the door, and he can't get it open. And he turns around to you and he says one word. Run. What do you do?
Oh man. I don't know if I'm brave enough not to.
As you are considering running.
Yes, I'm
This
strongly
guy falls
considering
down
running.
to his knees. And
Oh.
that convulsing turns into a seizure. And you can see this suit that he is wearing start to melt into his body, and around him you see black fur sprout all over him. His face extends until it looks like this like wolfish face with a snout, and you see huge teeth. This guy goes through this whole process. It takes probably less than 12 seconds. And then he very slowly stands up. He's breathing very hard. And he holds his hands out to the side and looks down at his claws. and then he looks up at you, and he licks his chops. And he starts running towards you.
Seeing him now full below, I'd like to use my learned move, which just lets me investigate a mystery, but asks a couple different questions based off of the creature.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay, an 8.
So what does that do?
So it's just the same thing as I get a hold 1. What do I know about this creature that has been forgotten?
Ooh.
That's a
Right?
good one.
Good question.
Some good questions.
Let me look at my stats. Let me see what I can give you for this. All right. So what you know about this creature that has been forgotten is the method by which it becomes this creature. Which is, first off, you know what this thing is. This is what's known as a rougarou. And
Ooh.
this is basically the New Orleans version of a blood-draining werewolf. And what happens is, whenever this creature decides not to kill its prey, it transfers its curse onto them. So if this thing attacks you and bites you, then 101 days later, you become it. And the person that bit you gets the curse taken away from them. It's very difficult to do that because the hunger is so strong that most of the time they will just kill.
So I think getting that insight, I'd like to draw my shield and my axe and hop down and yell to him to Montgomery as he is starting to perhaps backpedal. Don't let him bite you, or you're going to have a rough time in a few months.
Okay. So this thing
I think
is
if he
running...
bites me, I'm going to have a rough time right now.
So this thing is running full on towards Montgomery. What does he do? I don't think you'd be able to get to him because you were up on the scaffolding immediately. So Montgomery, what do you do?
Shoot him. Center of mass.
Okay. Roll for it.
Okay. Oh boy. Not my strong suit. 8.
8. Okay.
So I'm using my 38, does 2 harm.
Okay. So you go over, you pull out your 38 and you fire at this thing and you see the, what's the word? You see the bullet sink into its chest and blood pours out of it. But this thing gets on top of you. It gets you to the ground and it uses its claws to just slash open your chest. And you take 2 points of harm.
Okay. Does my armor apply?
Yes. What did the two out... You hear a sudden commotion, the two of you outside. What do you do?
I think I'm going to burst through the door once I hear a gunshot.
Okay.
And I will be
How are you bursting through the door?
Yeah.
Because you
I mean, just... that spell reads as only barring a place to a specific person. It only works for, like, one target. You can't bar it to, like, a whole bunch of people.
Okay.
So I think, and even with that idea of this, I think the idea of dropping it wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know.
I think what you're going to be able to do is, like, kick through the ice. Because it's on your side.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so you kick through the ice and you come in and both of you see this big, hairy wolf man that is on top of Montgomery and has just ripped his chest open.
And I want to run with my big knife and bring it down on its back and just ride him like a cowboy riding.
Fantastic. Roll, kick some ass.
All right. Okay. Oh, no. That's a 5.
I was gonna even try to help out, but it won't. Never mind. LOL.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So,
Oh, you know what? I get a +1 for doing that. So now it's a 6.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
nice.
great.
Yay!
Right.
But now you could help
so
out.
you run towards this
Yeah.
thing, making a lot of noise, and it turns around right as you're about to get to it, and you go to bring your knife down on top of this thing, but it rolls out of the way at the last second, and you bring your knife down on top of Montgomery.
Ow. Sorry, buddy.
How much harm does your knife do?
My knife does 1 harm.
Make
I
that
have 1
armor
armor.
defeating.
No, it is not.
No, make that armor defeating.
Oh, make it armor defeating. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you bring your knife down and exactly the spot between his armor somehow.
oh.
The armor is a magical amulet. Does
Is it
that
really?
matter? It's
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's the magic. It's the protective amulet, the artifact move
Oh,
for the
okay,
crook.
cool. Okay. Maybe you bring the knife down like into the wound he already took.
Oh God. Oh boy.
Ew.
Yeah, so that's not fun.
God.
So this creature moves out of the way, and it is just like it turns around and it's like, who do I attack first? And it's just like its tongue is out. It's like slavering. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna breathe fire on
Oh, go ahead.
it. I said I'm gonna breathe fire on it.
You want to? It's great. Go ahead.
Nice.
Roll. Is that a use magic?
No, that is my Dragon Knight move.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought it would
Nice.
be roll magic.
Okay, so that would be a 9.
weird. Okay. So on a 9, I do want you to pick a glitch from the use magic list.
Oh,
This is basically a magical attack.
I think that I will take. The effect is of short duration, so it's
Okay.
a smaller, like a puff instead of a long stream,
Okay,
like
sure.
a fireball.
How much damage does that usually do? Yeah, well, I guess it would be. I'm trying to remember exactly how it works. I think you get +1 on magical attacks, so that would be, instead of +1, it would just be the 1. So you do 1 point of damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you do 1 point of damage, and you try to blow this fireball at this thing, and instead you just kind of blow this like little stream of fire, and you catch like the side of its shoulder on fire, and suddenly this thing decides who it wants to eat next, and it runs towards you. I will give someone else a chance to respond.
I think in my head I had wanted to just go up and blast it to hurt it, but now that I see it turning and there being imminent danger on Grandma, I think I want to just try to use my magic burst to knock it out of the way, to just, I'm not necessarily trying to hurt it so much as, topple him.
Okay, then roll. This would be, I guess, use magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then roll use magic.
Okay. And go. Ooh, 8.
An 8. Okay, pick a glitch.
Let's do. Oh man, I asked for it. How about it draws immediate unwelcome attention? I didn't want it on them, so the thought of focusing him on me is fine.
You blast this thing as it is running by you, and you kind of knock it off course a little bit, but it turns around and it pounces you and knocks you into the ground, and and it kind of like digs its claws like into your body, and it goes to bite you.
Well, I'll give somebody else
you
a
take 2
chance
points of
before-
damage as well.
2 points. Okay. Where did my pencil go? Oh, there. Okay. Someone help me.
Yeah, who reacts? You all see this thing start. Well, One of you is still on the ground with a knife sticking out of his chest.
Oh god.
One of you is holding
Yeah,
something.
I think I'll pull that knife out and then I'll turn over because I assume we're on top of each other and see where this thing is. See that it's on top of Tass, and I'm going to use the big whammy.
Oh, what does
Nice.
that do?
The big whammy is like a psychic attack,
Ah.
basically. It's like a telekinetic hit, basically.
Okay, cool.
So
Does
I
that
would.
use kick some ass?
It does, except I roll with my weird instead of.
Then roll weird with kick some ass. Nope.
I
Roll kick some
will.
ass with weird. That's how those words go.
I didn't even hear that until you corrected.
Yeah.
I was with you.
I got an 8.
Okay. And how much damage does that move do?
It does 2 harm, close, obvious, and it ignores.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So you look over at this thing and you whammy it, and it falls sideways off of August. I haven't had to say your name very often. It falls sideways off of August, and it's just kind of like clawing at its own head, and you can see a little bit of like blood is kind of like coming out of its eyes as it does so. But it falls off of you, but it very quickly like gets back up again, and it actually, you're pretty close to it, and it grabs you by the arm and then spins you around and chucks you all the way across this big old warehouse. And you land in a heap, and you feel something probably break, and you take 3 harm.
Oh gosh. Who was that for?
That was for the person who attacked it.
Oh, that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who got 3 harm. Okay.
You are the guy that got 3 harm. Who's next? This thing is
Ouch.
up.
Yeah.
I will.
Oh yeah, go. You've been on the ground.
I want to drag myself to my feet and
I would like to think that
Call
knife
out.
is still sticking out of your chest.
no, Mitch said he took it.
Okay,
I
good.
did.
That's fair.
Like Excalibur, he withdrew it from my chest.
That probably hurt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get to my feet and yell out to Richardson to get his attention, and say, "Don't worry, I can remove this curse from you, Richardson." And then I start pretending to do magic, and I want to use my charlatan move. That when you want people to think you are using magic, roll plus cool. So I want to hopefully catch him off guard, thinking that I'm about to cure him and give somebody else the opportunity to do something that matters.
I think because he is a mindless monster right now, I think I will give you the opportunity to distract him. I think that's what this is going to be.
Okay,
Like he's going to think you're doing magic.
That
and
is
it's
what
gonna
I'm going
freak him
for.
out. All right, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll.
7. Ooh. All
Okay.
right.
Oh man.
Sheesh.
So on a 7 and 9, you tripped up a few times and someone will notice.
All right. I think that what's going to happen is that one of you is going to have a chance to do something, but everyone else is not going to be able to do it quick enough. So one of you, I think probably Aileen, is going to be able to have a chance before he realizes, oh, this is obviously fake, you're an idiot.
Yeah. So with his back to me as he turns towards Fowler, I'm going to stride at him and bring this axe down across his back.
Fantastic. All right, roll kick some ass. Ooh,
14.
nice.
God.
Dang.
You do that so well. All right.
And I think I will inflict terrible harm.
Awesome. Yes. All right. How much damage does your axe do?
That'll be 3.
3. Okay. So you reach up and you whack this thing with your axe, and you just bury this axe in between its shoulder blades, and it doesn't appreciate that at all. It howls with pain and rage, and it reaches around and with it kind of like backhands you, and its claws scratch into the side of your face and dig across your cheek, and you take 2 points of damage.
And so I think narratively, like, it reaches to do that, and nothing happens. I have 3 natural armor.
Jeez,
Or
man.
3 armor. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you're armored,
and
aren't you?
I am armored.
That's
and I have
sweet.
one that's just natural too. And so it just like, and she just grins and raises the axe again.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. All right, so you just saw this thing like try to scratch her and it didn't work. What do you guys do? I think it is gonna turn around, and since it backhanded her, but it's gonna go back for Montgomery because man, it really wants to eat him so bad. So this thing backhands you and then pulls free of the axe and starts running towards Montgomery.
I think I want to try to hit it with my icy blast.
All right.
I have my magic blast that their tags are essentially close, so I do have to get in, at least fairly close, obvious and loud. But then the 2 additions are forceful and restraining. So I think the idea is I want to get as much ice buildup around this thing as possible to try to slow it down.
You're trying to slow it down. All right, that's really interesting. All right, yeah. I think since you have to get in really close, I think you're probably going to step in front of him as it's running towards Montgomery.
For sure, that makes sense.
All right, roll. Is that a kick some ass roll?
It is my kick some ass with my combat magic.
Yes. Okay.
Oh boy. Oh my god. Do I use luck? No, I want the experience.
All right. So this time, this creature, it's done. Like it is going after Montgomery. You are not getting in its way. So as it goes by you, this thing reaches out. I hope you have armor. This thing reaches out and catches the edge of your neck and opens up your artery. You immediately take 4 points of damage, and you are knocked to the ground. And it catches up to Montgomery. What does Montgomery do?
Can I do something before anything happens?
You are very far away, but yes, you are welcome to try.
I would like to use my telepathy to put a suggestion into this creature's mind. And the suggestion is sit.
Can you use that on monsters?
What's that?
Can you well, I guess I already said that you can use that telepathy on monsters, right? Because I had you. No, that was an attack though.
Right.
Because this is more of a. I don't know if it has the mental faculties to understand sit. Because earlier it was like a psychic attack, so I think that made sense. But I'm not sure if this is something. Does it say specifically? Because I know with like manipulate someone.
It says you can read people's thoughts and put words in their mind. This can allow you to investigate a mystery or read a bad situation without needing to actually talk. Or you can also manipulate someone without speaking.
Okay.
You still roll moves as normal, except people will now not expect the weirdness of your mental communication.
Right. And
well, manipulate someone doesn't work on monsters, so I don't think that's going to work. I'll let you do something else though. If there's something else you can try to do.
Oh man, the only thing I can think of is
perhaps Montgomery and August.
Right. The only thing I can think of is because, like you said, I was in a heap and I probably have broken bones. Is to try the big whammy one more time and hope it does it.
Okay. Yeah. Then roll kick some ass. I think.
All right.
I'm not used to dealing with this many magic moves.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
11.
Okay,
Nice.
so
Nice.
that would give you an extra effect on kick some ass, unless the big whammy has something else.
Right. I think the extra effect should be. You force them where you want them.
Okay, which is weird.
And so, on the ground, not holding my friend, basically.
Okay, And because you are so far away from it, I don't think it will not get a chance to attack you. So you force this thing onto the ground, and it lands down, and again, it is just like clawing at its own head, and you can see again, like its bloodshot eyes you can see like blood starting to pool around the fur on its eyes. And this thing falls down right in front of Montgomery. Who does?
Nice.
That was a good one. And that does 2 points
Fix
of harm.
it.
What's that?
Right? That does 2 points of harm?
2 points, yeah. Armor defeating.
Big whammy should be, yeah.
Yeah, ignores armor.
It is not dead.
And so we understand at this point that this thing's like, it's not thinking. This is not Richardson. It doesn't have Richardson's faculties,
It does not
right?
seem to respond to anything like that, no.
Y'all, I am good at one thing, and it's talking, and it is not on this monster. How do we kill it? I'm running away from it. Like, I'm not gonna stay here where it can engage me again in a second. I'm gonna run to a different part of the warehouse.
Okay. It's
do
still right
I
next
have-
to you, so I'm gonna say roll act under pressure to try to avoid getting attacked by this thing again. You're just
Okay.
running away.
9.
All right. I will say maybe it like reaches out and gets a hook on your ankle, but it would do a point of harm, but you're not gonna take it, so it does not. So you are able
Okay.
to get far away from this thing. And it is very slowly getting back up to its feet after being big whammied again.
It has clawed a lot of people. Has it bitten anybody?
It has not. It was going to bite, I think, 2 of you at one point, but you guys managed to get it off before it was able to.
Okay. Yeah, I think with that knowledge, I'm going to sprint at it and bring the axe down again. We've got to take it down. Make sure that it doesn't get its teeth into you.
Okay. Roll kick some ass again with your cool axe.
Oof.
Oh no.
I think I will spend a point of luck on this.
Okay.
I think that everybody is in bad
'Cause it
shape
was
and
about
we're
to
kind
do
of
the
in the
same thing to
squared
you that
circle
it-
with this thing.
that it did to August.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So I will use one of my
what
points.
is your extra effect?
I think that I mean it still seems like it's got a lot of life in it. So I think I will inflict terrible harm again.
Okay. And that would be how many points?
3.
3. Okay. So you bring down. Where are you going to attack it this time? Like, what are you aiming for?
So how is it on the ground right now? It's like starting to get
It's
up.
like standing up, so it's kind of still like hunched over. But this thing walks on two legs, obviously.
Yeah, I think the leg. Then I'm going to try to slow it down as I
Right.
strike
That's
at
a
it.
great idea. Okay. Yeah. So you get your. Yeah, you get you. Hang on, I gotta think of how to describe this. So you get your axe, and you just hamstring this thing. Like, you clearly take out the back of its leg, and it goes down, and it tries to like reach out and swipe you, and it just kind of like grabs out, but its claws just rake off of your scales and do absolutely nothing. But it is still up, but it is severely hobbled, and it looks pathetic at this point. It is just trying to hobble closer to one of you to try to bite somebody.
Okay. I think I know enough about magic to know that I can't just like cure the poor man, but now that he's weakened, I want to see if I can try to use my banish to just banish the curse from a person right now, to see if I can like snap him out of the transformation from use magic.
Okay, so you're trying to get rid of his transformation specifically?
Right.
Okay, but not the whole curse.
Maybe. Yeah, the curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
If it
just,
is a curse. Yeah.
Yeah. Then go ahead and
And-
roll use magic.
Okay.
And can I help him out?
How?
Because of the connection we made, as he's sort of like the guy who helped me to control my powers. I want to like help him to focus by telepathically like take out all of the distractions that are in his mind, so that his magic is completely focused.
Ooh.
Okay. I usually have people roll help out if somebody doesn't do well. So
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I've always
We'll
thought
see.
that move is kind of odd to just help somebody out if you don't know if they need help. So
Right.
right, okay,
yeah.
all right. Well, then
let's
go
roll,
ahead
and if he does
let's see
badly,
what
I will let you
happens.
do that.
all right.
Here we go.
Nope, you don't need to do
Hey.
anything. He's good.
But I want him to have a 12.
Describe what you do to him.
Okay.
How does this look?
Because I'm hurt. I am just bloody.
You are bleeding from your neck a lot.
Yes. So I think just this ice magic and this wind swirls up all around me, and I just start pummeling him with it in bursts.
Okay.
And it's this idea of this, this force, this wind magic, and this icy breeze that's so cold that it's taking the breath out of him. And so it's, a little bit the actual element and a little bit that source of magic that's taking his energy, sapping his breath, sapping his ability to keep moving, with the idea that will wear out whatever this beast is that has control of him.
That's good. I think that's exactly what happened. I think you get this guy so cold that he starts to like hyperventilate, and he just like falls down on the ground, and he is on his like hands and knees, and you can see this wolf just and you see like blood is dripping off of its face and freezing as soon as it hits the ground because it's so cold around this guy. And suddenly he just kind of like freezes up for a second, and then you see him start shaking again violently, and very quickly his hair, his fur retracts back into him, and his face turns back into a human face, and he shrinks back down into his human form, and his clothes form back over him, and then he just collapses on the ground, completely passed out.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So I want to go like inspect him in this form
You bleed
now
some
that
more.
he's human again. Yes, I'm heavily. But is he injured, or does that go away?
No, he looks very injured. You can see like his face is still, you can see the blood still on his face, and you can see his leg is just useless where Aileen hamstring him.
Does anyone know
Bex,
of a way to possibly cure this, or does this end with the end of his life?
Boy, do I? Would I? Is there any way I could
does
know?
Aileen want to share what he is with the rest of you?
Yes. So she'll explain that it is a Rougarou, and that it is passed on by the bite if they bite you and don't kill you. But it seems that everything, at least we have encountered with him right now, at least tonight, he killed. So possibly it has not been passed on, but there could be someone out there that is destined to get it. We're just not sure.
Yeah, would I know? Would I have any way of knowing how to stop or cure a Rougarou?
Roll investigate a mystery, I think.
9.
Okay, you get to ask me one question.
I mean, like, kind of what can hurt it, but
Yeah.
more like what can cure it, I guess,
Yes. So you do know of there's a magical ritual that involves a silver knife, And this ritual uses magic to sort of force the curse out, but it involves nearly killing the person. It involves getting the person as close as they can be to death without outright killing them. And then you just pump them full of magic. And the curse will go onto the knife, which can then be used to curse other people.
Oh,
So
that's nasty.
This is what you would know of this. This is what you would know. It's not usually used specifically to cure. It is used to take a curse and pass it on.
Oof.
I will explain that to the rest of the party then. So does anybody have a silver knife?
I do have a ritual knife. It doesn't say specifically that it's silver. That might have to be something that we look for.
Let's just say your ritual knife is silver. Let's say it's silver inlaid.
Silver filigree.
Yeah.
And I pull out my ritual knife. If you can explain it to me, I think we have enough to try this, because if that's the only way to get rid of it, if we fail, he's dead. If we don't fail, we have to kill it.
I mean, these are the steps. 1, get him as close to death as possible.
Done.
I don't know if he's as close as possible, but he seems. 2,
I'll stab him once real quick.
stab. The stab is part of it. 3, channel all the magic into the knife. 4, never stab anyone else with the knife, or else they will then become the Rougarou.
If we try this, and if it works, I could just give the knife to the council. I can get rid of it.
That's probably the best. And I mean, honestly, guys, it could go wrong, but we've done our best. So I won't feel bad. Huh? We've put in a good effort, team effort. But I believe in you. I'm sure it'll go fine. It'll go fine.
I vomit a little blood and nod.
Do you guys want to heal
If
him
Monty
first?
thinks it'll work, I think it.
He's
boy,
very unstable.
I have no way to heal anybody.
I do, but I don't think I can heal myself. I assume that you can't. It does say specifically to.
If you're talking about the use magic roll,
Yeah.
then yeah, you can heal yourself. You were at what,
okay.
6?
I'm at 5.
You're at 5. Okay,
Mhm.
so you'd need to use it twice.
To get to not a dangerous. And of course, if I fail.
How's everyone else doing hit points wise? Out of curiosity.
I'm only at 2 harm.
Okay, you're good.
I am
You're
at 3 harm.
Yeah, because you only got hit that one time. Okay. And I know Alien's fine, because literally only one of its attacks could have hit you.
I'm filing my
Thanks,
nails.
Rev.
Okay, I think I am just literally dragging myself like up against a freaking beam or something to just lean there. Gus, I think the best course is, and I want to try to hit myself with a little soothing magic if I can.
Okay, roll use magic twice.
Very good, and I get a +1 on that because that is, what is this move called? One of my 2 practitioner choices.
Sweet. Okay.
Oof, a 9.
So your glitch is to take 1 harm, ignore.
God, what is a glitch for that? It's usually fun if I give you has a problematic side effect and let you tell me what that is.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And you want me to go ahead and hit you with the other one?
I think your problematic side effect is that you're kind of like shaking at this point.
Okay.
You're having a really hard time, and unless you can make this next roll a full success, you're gonna have -1 to any magic uses, any magic rolls.
I love it. All right, well, let me do this next one and see what happens.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh,
That's lucky.
Good man.
Boy.
You guys do need to use roll 20. Good lord.
God.
Nice. All right. So you are able to heal yourself, and you feel like you have full control of your magic again.
Oh, God, everything hurts. The tips of my wings hurt.
Yeah, definitely. You're still not feeling very good. But you are ready to do something I have never done before in any of my games, which is called Big Magic.
Yay!
Which is this ritual that you guys are about to do. And you happen to have all of these supplies, you need to do it.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. I think all that's left is for you to use a roll, use magic. Unless you would
Okay.
like to try to get him even closer to death than he already is. Because that is part of it.
Oh, God.
How
Yeah.
how bad does he look?
Not good.
Can we feel for a pulse to see how bad he...
Yes. You feel for a pulse and it is very weak and thready.
I think he's close enough.
I'll
Yeah.
just sock him in the jaw.
I mean, you're going to
Go
stab
ahead.
him with a knife, so that'll
Go
probably
ahead
do
and
the
sock
last
him in the
little
jaw.
bit necessary.
Yeah, just a...
Aileen is standing there with her shield raised up, like Captain America using it on Iron Man. Like, should I?
Roll kick some ass real quick. Just roll straight tough. I just want to make sure that this goes well.
Oh, who, me?
Unless somebody else wants to sock him in the jaw.
Oh, okay. No, I won't really. We'll just let it be what it is. We'll let him be where he's at with it. I think. Uh-oh, it froze up. Here we go. Nope, I'm back.
So,
I can hear you.
There we go.
I just
Now
can't hear you.
everyone went like glitching, like you were all shaking for a
you
second.
can roll
it's
it
back.
now. And take -2 to this roll. If that's what you would like to do.
For which one?
For the use magic roll to heal this guy. You can take -2 to the roll.
Oh.
I feel like we're missing part of that sentence.
Yeah, I
will
think
you
I...
hit-
Part
Hit
of
me
it,
with
there's
that
a part
again.
of it that you haven't quite done yet.
Oh, I see.
Which is the getting him as low as he possibly can.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, if I have any inkling that I'll hit him, absolutely.
How's that?
Oh God, there you go.
Did you punch him?
Yikes.
Yes.
While
Okay,
we're all
good.
waffling over whether or not to
While they're all
punch him
talking about it, I rolled a 14.
All right. That is exactly what you needed to do, assuming you punched him.
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Okay, he takes 1 more point of damage, and now you can roll normally.
Okay. Oh God, am I doing the use magic?
I
anymore.
assume
Who else
so.
is going to do the use magic? Oh, hold on, and I start charlatan shit. I sleight of hand. Oh, look at the coin! It's behind your ear.
Oh,
Now heal him,
God.
please.
Are you ready?
All right, here we go. Yep. And 2.
Oh.
Okay.
What?
Can I
Your
use my
wish.
luck?
Yeah, you can. You can use your luck.
I want this to be. I want to save this poor man so
All right.
bad.
Yeah.
So I think I will do it.
That's okay. You can do that. All right, so you use luck, and you cut into this guy as the ritual is designed. And you see this golden energy that you're used to come around your hands and sink into this knife. And you see all around where the point where you stuck the knife into this guy, you see this green glowing plasma that seems to be like underneath of his skin. And as you cut into this guy, you see that green glowing plasma start to get sucked up into the tip of your knife until the tip of the knife is glowing hot and green. And you can actually feel heat coming off of this thing for a second. And as soon as the last drop of that green stuff is into the knife glows very hot, and you realize that you are done. And you're also going to need to drop the knife.
Yes, and I do.
Yeah. And in a couple of seconds, the knife starts to kind of cool off a little bit. And it goes back to looking like the knife that you had before.
I think we did it. I think he's okay. Oh God, he's so close to dead.
He is what you might call unstable.
Are we sure? Are we sure that he's not going to eat people anymore?
Yes,
Could I use telepathy to see if he still has the creature inside?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for that.
All right. Five?
Oh, Jesus.
You get the idea he might still be cursed.
Oh, God.
Guys, I looked inside his head. I don't think we did. Whatever this ritual was, I don't think it worked.
God. Are you sure?
I've never been wrong before.
Oh, that's not
Like we
true.
all watch this magic and the dagger glows and the guy spasms. He's like, I don't think it worked.
Are we sure we got that out and not like because it is green magic equals poison? Maybe we just got a poison out of him. We just helped him be more powerful.
So here's
I was
a little Dragon Knight lore that would help. You are the spooky.
Oh.
What you cast is usually green. When you use your magic, it's green. Because you are the spooky, you are using what's called rift magic. Which is bad stuff.
Oh, right.
Which is why you get horrible consequences.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I think I did this to him. I'm a monster. I'm the monster. You need to plunge that knife into me.
I execute Mitch and
I always knew it would end this
really
way.
hard in the head.
I mean, I don't know what to do with him then.
Yeah, part of me, like, again, as the stepping back as the player, I'm torn between, going with who I trust and me being a magic user that should know this worked.
Would you like to try to check yourself somehow?
Yeah, like, is there a way that I can... I'm trying to look at my magic effects here. Or even just inspect the knife to make sure that all of the magic went into it, or that all of it left, the guy's body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's have you roll sharp.
Okay. Just straight sharp.
Straight sharp, yeah.
I dig it. Oh, or even, while I do that, is it possible to open up my third eye to see if there's any energy?
Roll read a bad situation.
Okay. Bloop, bloop, and... God bless America.
Well, I suppose I should cut his head off and throw him in the river.
God, we had it in the first half.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
God, I don't even know what to do with this.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this is your fault. I'm gonna use my second luck.
Oh yeah, I thought you'd already used one.
I used one.
Oh, I thought you'd already used both, but okay. It's good.
No, I did. I haven't used any so far. I opted to take a slash to the throat instead that first time.
Technically, you have 3 questions to ask me.
Oh,
as soon
God.
as you open up that third eye, you can see that aura that you felt, that aura of confusion you can see is gone from the man. But there is a huge malevolent aura that is surrounding this knife.
Okay.
And this thing looks like... This is like the worst magic you've ever seen in an object.
Awesome. So I guess the main thing I want to know specifically is, between knife and dude, what's the biggest threat? I have a
The
pretty
knife.
good idea. Cool. What's the best way to protect the victim?
The best way to protect the victim is to make sure that that knife never gets close to him and maybe bring him to a hospital.
Okay. As I glance around, what's the best way out?
The door?
I'm gonna go to that door. Matter of fact, I think calling an ambulance as I go out to kind of check the area.
So you go out and you call an ambulance. And I think with that ambulance comes Detective Hannah, what's her name?
Barnes.
Barnes. I think with that ambulance comes Detective Hannah Barnes, and she sees her partner's car and then rushes in. And you see her kneel down next to her partner, surrounded by you guys, and she looks up and she finds Montgomery, and she just looks angry, and she looks up at you and she says, "What did you do?"
This is going to be a hard pill to swallow, but we saved his life.
And she looks at you, and then she looks at him, and she looks at all of the scratches and horrible injuries that you guys have, and she just kind of shakes her head, and then she looks back at you and she says, "Thank you." And I think that's where we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job,
Okay.
guys.
It was
Oh,
either
my
that or I was going to steal the knife.
Yeah, of course you were.
Yeah, that was great.
No one is surprised.
Oh,
That was
my
great.
God.
That was rad. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
it
You
was
guys did a great
super
job.
rad.
No,
Oh my God.
good show.
Good job.
Now everyone can see in real time that we at the Crit Show are our own worst enemies.
Uh,
Those were some rolls there at the end.
Oh boy.
Man.
Yeah, that was more
I was
that was
so
more
worried
typical.
because I thought you had used. I thought you had used both of your luck points. I thought
Yeah.
you had used it earlier, but I'm very glad
Yeah,
you didn't
well,
because
I
don't know
almost
how you're
did
gonna
on
get
that
out of
attack, and then I was like, no, I'm not gonna, I don't know why. I feel it in the force that I shouldn't use this luck for this attack right now.
yeah. Once you used the ice attack, I actually went into roll 20 and I changed the algorithm for the dice rolling to match your actual stats.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
Good job.
Yeah,
guys.
that was superb. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I really enjoyed that. You guys did a great job, and I was happy you chose that one because it was a more mystery-y one, and I thought you guys would do a good job with it, and you did. You did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah,
That's fun.
that's a blast.
That was
Well, thank you again so much.
Absolutely.
It's an honor to get to play.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
is.
would love to have you guys back sometime, probably next year, because we're full up for a couple of months. So,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let us
all
know.
right.
Mm.
So, with that, I will say thank you to everybody in the chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a ton of fun, and I hope some of you will join us next time. Next month, I don't know when exactly, but I know sometime in November we are going to have on the fine folks over at Top of the Round, and they are going to be joining us and playing a brand new scenario that has never been done before. So
Nice.
that was probably unnecessary to say. They all come from my brain. But either way, thank you everyone who joined us tonight. I had a ton of fun. I hope you all did. And one last time before we go, let's go around real quick and say where we all come from. We'll start again with the top. I realized that my
I was just
hands
hoping you were gonna
actually point the other way because it's showing it backwards.
I was hoping you were going to say, join us next month where I run Top of the Round through this exact same story. Let's see.
Alright, starting with Rev, real quick. Where can people find you? What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm Rev. I'm the host and GM of the Crit Show, which is an actual play podcast where we play Monster of the Week. We are in season 2 now, and we actually start to branch out into other Powered by the Apocalypse games, but it is the same story. They're just hopping dimensions. You can find us at thecritshowpodcast.com, and you can find me specifically at Rev Deshane on Twitter.
And all of their Twitter names are on all of their little doodads down here.
Yeah. I'm Jake. I'm cast member on the Crit Show, so all that same stuff. My handle is the same on Twitter and Instagram and pretty much everything. If you end up listening to the show and you like the music, I'm responsible for that. And you can also find me on Bandcamp.
I love your music, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
T
I
makes
hadn't had a
all the
chance to
music.
say that, but
awesome.
like I bopped to that.
Thanks.
I'm Tej Tinch. I can also be found at all those other places, but I mostly am on Facebook. So definitely give me a call there at Tej Tinch. And yeah.
And nope.
And I'm
Sorry,
Tass Allgood. Hello. I am also a member of the Crit Show. I am the EIC for the Patreon, the Worlds in Peril actual play called Hero Salad, a superhero actual play. And you can also join us on occasion Twitch at twitch.tv/the Crit Show for the End of Days, which is another Monster of the Week stream.
Sorry, I got distracted by Teach. All right, thank you guys so much. My name is Susannah. My moniker is Keeper Susannah. I run the Thornvale actual play Monster of the Week show. It is a ton of fun. So I also have a book coming out that is set in the same Dragon Knights world. So if you liked this story and you like Thornvale and you'd like to have more lore and more Dragon Knights, then come join me for the Deep Hollow books. They are coming out on Halloween. There are three novellas in one book that is coming out on Halloween, and I like it a lot. Other people tell me it's good too. So hopefully,
Where will they be available?
Yeah, so
Where
if
can
you
I
are
get it?
interested in more Dragon Knights lore, then you can find them in the Deep Hollow books, which again coming out on Halloween. Thank you to everyone, and bye-bye.
Goodbye.
They'll be. The books will be on Amazon. Thank you, husband.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Let's try again. Bye-bye.